So Miles Sanders said that the Eagles are like an all-star team. He said that the players feel like it's an all-star team. Really, him and AJ Brown are the real ones talking about that. I want to know how you feel. I'm going to tell you how I feel, but we got to get to the intro first.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we scream and fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today we're going to talk about this live. Shout out to everybody that is going to be here live. That's pretty much notification gang. Shout out to the people who are busy and going to catch us on a rerun. Do me a favor, whether you're live now, catching on the rerun, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell. So if you don't have the bell ring, maybe you'll be here next time. Shout out to Philly in the chat, AK Eagle Podcast, channel member in the building. Shout out to the 19 people in here already. But I want to talk about this Miles Sanders all-star team talk, right? First of all, I put this on Twitter, and if I was doing the video, I would have had a better setup. I could put stuff up on the screen. But I talked about this. Dream team, all-star team are two different things. They are two different things said by two different players, two different type of players with two different teams, two different meanings, two different everything. So before we get too much into it, because I want to make sure there's enough people here to hear the topic, so I'm not on repeat. But let me know in the comment section, in the chat, Sexton, Yang Gang, T. Williams, Show Enough. Are you upset that Miles Sanders said that this team that feels like they're an all-star team? Do you compare it to the dream team scenario? Let me know. I want to get y'all thoughts. I'm gonna tell you mine now, and I'm gonna read the comment section. We're gonna talk about it. It doesn't bother me. Again, my initial thoughts were this: dream team, all-star team sound different to me. One. The second thing is we have more proven players now than we did before. And last but not least, the dream team was said by a backup quarterback who really can't get in the game and do anything to say. He don't got nothing to say about it. The all-star team mentioned was Miles Sanders, but a little bit AJ Brown too. Miles Sanders knows the guys in the locker room and will be on the field to at least participate in what is a all-star type team. Look, at the end of the day, everybody that goes on the field that makes the NFL should have confidence, and each team should feel confident that they could beat the next team in front of them. I understand that because the dream team was a high-quality off-season type off-season, that we have a similar one, definitely better, and we're trying to compare apples and oranges. They're trying, especially the NFC East rivals. They're really trying. I saw a lot of Eagle fans on Twitter that were very, very nervous, very, very scared, talking about, no, we're jinx and blah, blah, blah. But that's sometimes for just clicks. At the end of the day, a dream team sounds like no one can ever beat you. An all-star team is, we got some dogs, we got some players. And these additions are coming to a team that made the playoffs after a 4-win season. Like, forget who came to the Philadelphia Eagles. The players in that locker room can go home and look at themselves in the mirror and say, we were a 4-win team, now a 9-win team. That's a big jump in the NFL on one season in a transition year where people had us the same, if not worse, because of all the transitions. Jalen Hurts, first-time starter. Nick Sirianni, first-time head coach. You all know all the deal. So at the end of the day, Dream Team is talking about the 99 USA team with Jordan, or not 99, the USA team. All-Star team is a Pro Bowl team. We got Pro Bowl type players on this team. We don't got Hall of Famers on every position. It's totally different. But of course, everybody wants to talk about the wording and how it's mentioned. AJ Brown brings a different aura to this team. Like the hype video that I put out yesterday that AJ Brown shared to us didn't just have him. It had Jalen Hurts, it had Pascal, it had other players in it because this guy he's wearing that captain type mentality, and he's a physical guy on and off the field, and it's being shown now through other players like Miles Sanders, who definitely knows that he really can't have a worse year than he did last year, and there's definitely potential there. He averages 5 yards a carry for his whole career. There's no doubt about that. He don't got the physical and skill set, physicality, or the physical tools and the skill set. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. But I think that the way Twitter sound, but Twitter doesn't necessarily represent you guys, me, and Eagle Nation, but they were definitely freaking out about this. Showing up said, like the confidence, but not the comment, really. But hey, we riding. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. But again, I think when you really break it down and hear how he said it, he says, like, we feel like this is an all-star team and we feel unstoppable. So the all-star team is really, an adjective for how they feel and how they feel unstoppable. This, you can describe yourself as unstoppable and all-star. He tried to do it 2 times. But I think when you get a backup quarterback brand new to a team and he mumbles dream team, and then you get the ultimate collapse with a team that really wasn't that ready. Yes, we acquired better players in the offseason. If you look at the offseason acquisitions, they were good. But the team before that, Juan Castillo going from offensive line coach to defensive coordinator, you knew there might have been problems right there for sure. And so I just think that it's blown out of proportion a little bit. I just wanted to get y'all take it on here live a little bit. We're going to be doing a lot more Eagle lives. I have not been doing it because I've been dropping the videos, taking care of stuff outside of YouTube. Of course, doing Sixers and Eagles, but we're going to get back to the live streams, talking to Battlebird podcast. We're going to get that going again. And same with Goat Talk. Michael, what's up with you, my guy? Styles says the dream team is a team that dominates all around. I hear you. But again, when you hear dream team, if you're thinking about the NBA, the dream team compared to the all-star team is still different. But I just take it as these guys are confident. But see, again, Miles Sanders looking to the left. Miles Sanders knows who's in front of him when it comes to the offensive line. He believes that offensive line is an all-star offensive line. Now he's looking at his left and right and see 1A and 1B at wide receiver. See, somebody coming in off the streets and calling this team an all-star or a dream team is one thing, but when you got a player who's now lived and bled and fought and scrapped with the guys in the locker room, he knows a little bit more than a stranger coming in. So Miles Sanders' take on it definitely hits different than the dream team said by one Vince Young, who came in 1 year as a backup quarterback to Michael Vick. Like, it's definitely a big time difference to my eyes. Philly Fan D channel member said they will never let it go. Vince Young, most pressed for a guy who did nothing for us. Exactly. Miles Sanders has had this whole persona this offseason about he feels like he's going to come out and prove people wrong. He feels like this team is better than herself. He understands that this team won 9 games last year and went to the playoffs, and we're going to get better. And we got all these guys. He saw what James Bradbury did in his career since Miles Sanders has been in the league, and AJ Brown and what the collegiate players we got. So Miles Sanders is more qualified to call this team an all-star team because he knows. And again, if we're talking about a running back, talking about an all-star team, he's talking about him, his skill set, his skill positions, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and the Great Wall of China that is going to be blocking in front of him. So through Miles Sanders' eyes, what's not all-starish about it? You're talking about a top 5 offensive line. PFF out there able to grade us top 5 wide receiver core. So PFF and other outlets said we got a top 5 offensive line, a top 5 wide receiving core. But Miles Sanders ain't really play with no all-stars, right? I mean, you got Hall of Famers on the line in front of him. So, he could say whatever he want to say. Not his team in general is different, but there's just a built-in expectation now, which even if it's not said, it should be. Like, you just came off a 9-win playoff appearance. Another step up is now winning your division and also winning a playoff game. There should be no reason why we go backwards, and that should have been the expectation right there. Regardless of what Miles Sanders said, I understand having a little hunger in you, a little dog in you, but like, yeah, we won the Super Bowl on an underdog mentality, but would we have been feeling underdogish if we didn't lose JP, if we didn't lose Carson Wentz, which who knows? I don't even think we win that Super Bowl with Carson Wentz, because I don't know if he would have been able to do them little things when it really mattered. Was he an MVP caliber player? Yes. But would he have done the little things? Football is a game of seconds and inches, and one different movement, one different play, one different decision, and you're not where you thought you were. All that being said, we were underdogs, but I ain't mad being the favorite and then going out there and showing why we are the favorite too. Like, it's the off season, you know. It's not like he come out there and said we were, we ain't losing no games and blah blah blah. He said we feel like an all-star team and we unstoppable. Jaquan said Sanders also said he wants more opportunities. I don't think he likes the running back by committee approach anymore. What's your thoughts? I know he don't. But for him to get more opportunities, I think he needs to, one, worry about himself in the sense of health. I think that the Eagles will allow him to carry the ball if he's effective, and he can't always look. I think last year was one of his worst years in the sense that he was injured a lot, and he didn't hit them home run hits that we're used to seeing him hit. And when he wasn't hitting them, he was being bothered by trying to hit them and not hitting a hole as quick as a Boston Scott, a Kenneth Gainwell, or a Jordan Howard would. And so, he was still able to get that 5 yards per carry, but, the eye test and just watching plays where you think he could have got positive yardage, he didn't get negative yardage, but he was always looking for the home run because he was afraid he wasn't going to get the touches. I'm a big Miles Sanders fan. I believe there's talent there. I love the skill set. I compared him to Shady coming out, and it's crazy that, 10 years separate, second round, 53 overall pick, both 206, 211, 215, about, 5'11", 6 foot. I don't know exactly, but their measurables were pretty close too. It just sucks that we haven't been able to get the full effect of what I believe Miles Sanders can do. Who knows? I called breakout season ever since his rookie year, where he showed both rushing and pass catching abilities. It hasn't turned into anything. I'm not saying he's done, but this is a make or break year, and I think he's in a bad situation because if he balls out, I don't think the Eagles will pay him because of what they have behind him. And if he doesn't ball out, well, then we might not pay him. So it's like a hard medium, I think, for the Eagles and Miles Sanders to come to an agreement to further his career in Philly. I would like it, especially if he does positive things this year for us, but that's a wait and see approach for sure. Key, what's going on with you? He said facts, Mike. Two Mango said AJ Brown is not scared of Scary Terry. He shouldn't be. I think right now AJ Brown is the best receiver in the NFC East. At one time I had CeeDee Lamb above Scary Terry, but I think I have come to a conclusion, come to a change of heart. I said it in my last video. I think it goes AJ Brown 1, Scary Terry 2, and CeeDee Lamb 3. And I think when you talk about that 4 spot, that's where, if we were going that far, that's where Devontae Smith will be coming around. Rob 350 said Sanders' days are numbered. What happened to his hands? Don't see him running routes like the first year. Yeah, man, I didn't see your comments, but I spoke on that. It's definitely been a lot disappeared. You can say about that catch he had Carson Wentz against Washington in the back of the end zone, but besides that, them 40-yard strikes, that the route running, the catching ability left him after his rookie season. Some Black Ninjas said if Miles Sanders stays healthy and kills it this year, we got to pay him. I feel like he's going to have a breakout year. All right, so Some Ninja, let me know what is your price point on a guy that balls out, knowing that the running back position in general is being devalued. If you're not a cowbell workload all day, every day type running back, and even if you are that type of running back, well, You show 4 or 5 really, really good, strong years of running the ball. You show 4 or 5 really good years running the ball, and you deserve that contract. You get that contract, and you still run the ball effectively, but you're never as good as when that tread on the tire was brand new. Injuries start to happen, this, that, and the third. What is the actual price point? And look who came in. I knew he would come in with this title. I'm surprised my guy CFT hasn't commented on my Twitter, my tweet, because I talked about this, and I think Dream Team and All-Star Team are two different words, sentences, and I also think it's by two different players. Miles Sanders plays with some All-Stars on the offensive line, Hall of Famers and all pros and soon to be Pro Bowlers. And he knows the guys, and he's seen what was added. Vince Young was a guy who just got on the bench. Oh, I'm on a team. Oh, look at all these guys we're getting. We gonna say Dream Team. But Miles Sanders, in with context around what he said, is we all feel like we're on an all-star team. We feel like we could be unstoppable. I love it. The underdog stuff worked for us. But if push comes to shove, and we can go into the season being favorites to win the East, I'm talking the Vegas lines, the betting lines, when USA Today, all the outlets that think they know football. When I'm with it, I'm with it. I'll take it and run with it. Underdog said, how are they an all-star team when they don't have a quarterback? I mean, you just copy and paste. That's all you got to do is copy and paste with that don't have a quarterback. I know you are one of the guys who are very down on Jalen Hurts, and I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to be the one here. Look, you have your opinion. I have my opinion. I'm not here to sway your opinion. I'm here to talk Eagles, and I'm glad you can continue to listen and agree to disagree with me. And that statement that you said at the end of that sentence will be figured out 100%. So either you will come to my side after this year, or I will come to your side. So that statement will either be more, right now it's up in the air, but it will be a lie or a true statement via the end of this season. And we will see where that goes. I will admit if I was wrong, and I hope you got the big boy pants to admit if you were. Kevo said, Mike, Kaffa got PT that PT that, bro. Oh, yeah. First of all, that team was injured. It had an offensive line coach as a DC. There was a lot of things wrong with that team, and that's why they were dreaming of a dream team for sure. Drew Johnson in the building. What's up with you? Mike on High Team Vargas. Think Eagles man did it by accident. Again, it's hard. I can't do that on. All right, we got it back. Shout out to Team Vargas. Shout out to y'all for letting me know. Shout out to Primetime for dropping a $20 super chat channel member. He's talking about, are we doing fantasy this year? Of course. We never not going to stop doing the fantasy football. This is my 3rd season as a content creator, and this will be number 3 for the Fantasy Football League. What I do is I offer all the channel members first. Once we get the channel member league, and I got a lot more new channel members. So what we do is last year we had 2 channel member leagues and 1 just regular subscriber league that they wanted to throw together. But we'll start to get that up. We'll start to talk more about the details in that around training camp. So July-ish, we'll start to do that. But we won't draft until preseason, of course, because we want to stay away from all injuries. But it's a $50 buy-in. It's fun. I haven't won it yet, though. I actually lost in the Super Bowl to Philly Notion. Crazy. He had Jamar Chase when they went wild. Cowboys Fan Talk said, he said, y'all unstoppable. We ain't play a down. LOL, I love it. Well, here's the thing, though. Cowboys Fan Talk. Did Miles Sanders play a couple downs with the offensive line that he has? I mean, this is a running back saying it, right? Now, he can co-sign for the whole team, but did we not have the number 1 rushing team in the NFL? So, I mean, through a running back's eyes, all-stars. What is he really worried about? Wide receivers blocking, wide receivers getting open, his skill players around him, good, proven. Offensive line, super proven. So, I mean, like, what are we really talking about through his eyes? But I understand if you want to wrap it around the whole team, an all-star team might not be that good together, right? Because think about the Pro Bowl. What is the Pro Bowl? The best players in the NFC, the best player in the AFC. They're the best player at their position. Do that mean they automatically coexist together and they're great? No. Some teams can get blown out. You have the best of the NFC and the best of the AFC. It should be pretty close, but sometimes it's a blowout. Why? I mean, it is what it is. But again, I think we're getting too deep with it. This is a guy who has a chip on his shoulder. He's fighting for a contract. He knows the guys, and he does believe it's an all-star team. And guess what? Right now, I feel like going into a season, I ain't feel more confident about a lot of things. I'm talking about positions that the Eagles have now that I don't think we've had that secured in a long time. And I'll be the first one to say I believe in Jalen Hurts, but that is still one spot that I got to see take more steps, the next step, and continue to go up. Jalen Hurts, to me, again, I had him when the top 40 quarterbacks from good old Chris Sims came out. On the spot, I said you could put Jalen Hurts anywhere between 17 and 21. Between 17 and 21 is where I said Jalen Hurts could be put. Now, when I did my list, caught a little bias, caught a little bit of believing, as you would say, CFT, drinking the Kool-Aid, caught a little bit of all that. And next thing you know, I had him at 17. So I said 17 to 21, and I put him at the low spot, 17. But he got a ways to work still. Some Black Ninja said my price point for centers would have to be between 8 to 10 million a year, but that's only if he gets over 1,000-yard rushing and at least 10 touchdowns and at least 30 receptions for 300. Listen, okay, if he had a 1K season, 10 touchdowns, now we can talk about that. I know that still financially and long term, if you're doing that, was it more him? Was it more the offensive line, this and the third? All that context will have to come in there. But you would definitely respect what he done that year. And if you can get him for $8 million a year, I still won't do no long-term deal. I don't think that running backs on their second contract, it's smart to give long. But if he did that and you asked me 2 years at $8 million, or even give me 2 years, $18 million, that's 9. Then we start to talk about that. 2 years or 3 years at $25 million. Then we start to talk if he does that and he shows that he was healthier and does what you said. That would be beautiful. Especially when you got a guy like Jalen Hurts who's still probably going to be involved in the run game. But I liked it. I like it. Drew Johnson said LOL does not have an NFL caliber arm based on what? Oh, yeah, you guys are going on that. He said, you see those accuracy numbers. You do understand there's only 32 teams, right? Yes. Let me say this, though. Even though his completion percentage is only 61%, and this is a league going where completion percentage is higher normally, again, is he Tom Brady and all these guys who complete high completion percentage? No. But he went from 52 to 61, 52 in 4 games, 61 in his first year starting in a new system. Let's see if he bumps that up to 66, 65, 67. Again, he's been given weapons. I've seen passes that Jalen Hurts throws that you're like, come on, Jalen, you got to make that throw. You got to make that read. But I've also sat back and say, whoa, in the beginning of the season, he wasn't making that read. He wasn't throwing to that receiver. He wasn't staying in the pocket. So I saw growth. Did I see growth enough to put him at a top 10 quarterback? No. My initial thought is 17 to 21. I'm going to rock with the 17. But if you simply say that Jalen Hurts started the season in September, and in December, you didn't see him learn or grow anywhere, then you're lying. Now, did he grow enough to satisfy your needs? Probably not. But at the end of the day, did he grow? Yes. And now with this full off season and him being in the same system, first time in his NFL or his football career, it's big. You start to feel better and get more autonomy at the line of scrimmage. You know where to go where the ball is. You start to realize what NFL defenses are doing to you. So someone who can't read a defense can learn to read a defense. That's a lie out there that says if you can't read it, you can't learn it. Yes, he played college football, but he didn't have to read the defense at that level in college because he was quicker, he was faster, his receivers were better, so they were open, and he was stronger, and he was faster. Now in the NFL, he's not stronger, faster, and all that. He's still fast. He got a skill set. He's athletic, but he has to learn how to win from the pocket. He has to learn how to read. That still can be done. Just he played at Bama, correct? So he had one of the top offensive lines in front of him. He had the top 3-4 wide receivers in the draft on his team. And so, yes, he still played against LSU and Georgia and Clemson. But did every LSU corner go to the NFL? Did every Clemson corner go to the NFL? No. His guys were still winning. So he relied on his athleticism and just his receiver winning. He has to adapt and learn how to do it now. Some people come out of college reading the defense. Some people take a little longer. But Josh Allen's the perfect example. Forget the skill set. Forget the big arm and the deep ball throw. But reading the defense was a problem for Josh Allen. That's why he had more interceptions, or just as many interceptions as touchdowns. It still comes down to, let's see if he can read a defense. Part of that is this pre-snap, looking at what you're seeing the defense is giving you and knowing where to go with the ball. Last year, Jalen Hurts sometimes struggled with that. That don't mean he's automatically going to struggle with this year. I mean, look, I'm not here to argue with you. If you don't like Jalen Hurts, that is your prerogative. He's going to start for the Philadelphia Eagles this year, and Samuel Rowe is a Cowboy fan, so you can agree with Samuel Rowe that Hurts is not good if you don't like him, but, man, watch how close you get to the enemy. You know what I mean? Watch how close you get to the enemy. But you can learn to read a defense. You can learn tendencies in the NFL. Jalen Hurts played at Alabama. He played at Oklahoma. His offense was better than the defense he went against, and he didn't have to utilize the reading defense part of the game as much as he does in the NFL. Forget arm strength, forget all that. Reading the defense can be taught through your time in the NFL. And so that there will enhance his game. Knowing where to go with the ball, being more decisive at the line of scrimmage will ultimately make him better. How much better is what we will have to see in the 2023 and 2022-2023 NFL season. Yeah. Everybody want to say he played at Bama. Let's look at all of Alabama's quarterbacks that are really good in the NFL. Okay, Mac Jones looks pretty good. Tua, he's struggling just like Jalen Hurts. But before that, name the top in the last 15 years. Name that Alabama guy that came out that is an all-pro quarterback. No, they struggle to get quarterbacks out there. They struggle. And I forgot, my guy Gate City broke it down. He named like 6 quarterbacks that came out of Alabama that were eventually backups. And we got to see where Jalen Hurts goes. Philly Jetty said, I think Jalen would outplay Carson. That's going to be a must watch both 2 games and throughout the season with Carson being in our division. It's going to be very interesting to see how the whole Carson Wentz story unfolds. I still do think there's talent there with Carson Wentz, no doubt about it. But the ability to put things together, the ability to stay calm, cool, collective throughout the whole season, it's going to be tough, where I think that's where Jalen wins there. You know, Jalen is not the thrower of the football that Carson is yet, and maybe he will never get there. But there's many ways to skin a cat and many ways to win in the NFL. I just got to see Hurts continue to learn how to read defenses. I think his anticipation got to be quicker. He has to be more decisive, and he has to learn who's coming on the weak side, who's coming hot, what to do in cover 1. See, a lot of times Jalen Hurts did not let the ball loose to Quez Watkins and certain players when defenses were playing cover 1. Cover 1, Quez was open a lot. It is what it is. can only learn from it. You don't learn, we cross that bridge then. Spossity said no great quarterbacks came from Alabama. Exactly. Just mid-level guys. Rob 350 said Hurts has this season to show us what he got. Hope he pans out so we can round out the other positions. Yeah, that gives you 2 first-round picks to now touch up on defensive end and touch up on cornerback because we got to get younger guys in here. Got to get younger guys in here. Allison said Wentz is too reckless. Yeah, he definitely plays that hero ball, but he still had a decent season with the Indianapolis Colts. He was 25-7. It's just that big moments he started to mess up, and there were a couple games where his run game carried him. Jonathan Taylor, I think Jonathan Taylor's his name is no slouch at all. But again, Colts had old man Phillip Rivers. They go to the playoffs, and somehow, some way, one game, one win, and you're in, and he couldn't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is what it is. But back to this topic before we get into other stuff. I'll let y'all take me wherever y'all want in the live streams. But real quick, let me know. Are you upset? And if you want to explain a little bit deeper, go ahead and explain a little bit deeper. But I just want to get general consensus. First of all, we got 133 people in the chat. Hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. Let's see. We got how many likes? 55 likes. Let's see if we can get it over 100 likes. I greatly appreciate it. But let me ask you guys. When you heard Miles Sanders say that all-star talk, now I'm not going to give you all the context because he just said he feels like we have an all-star team and we're unstoppable. Were you upset? Yes or no? So we're going to keep yes or no. I just want to get the temperature of the chat that's in here off the main topic we started this conversation on about 30 minutes ago. We're going on about 31 minutes. We talked about that for the first 15 to 20 minutes. And then we got on Jalen Hurts because somebody's always going to get us on Jalen Hurts. But with that being said, yes, you are upset. No, you ain't worried about it. I just want to feel the temperature. So Will Brown said, heck no. John said, nope, not at all. Wantless 2K said, I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset. Spa said, not mad, but he got to live up to that. M said he's obviously too young to remember Vince Young. And Mace Death, I can't even say her name, but I explained how Vince Young was a backup. At least Miles Sanders is a starter, and he knows the guys he's talking about. See, Vince Young came to the Eagles as a backup, saw all the other players who were there, not really understanding what they bring to the table, and just splattered out some stuff. But also, Dream Team and All-Star Team definitely have different meanings. And once again, he was a backup. Allison says Sanders should feel like that. 58 said not worried. Dak, Philly Fan D said Dak has had great weapons. Yeah, he has. ZTV said I'm late, Mike. What we talking about? We as the title says, the Miles Sanders All-Star Talk. I wanted to know if you are upset or not. Sexton said we not worried about that. Rob 350 said Sanders is right. Look, none of us expected to have this roster shape out like this so soon. Exactly. He say I'm calling a spade for sure. Behind the third worst pass protection in football, these two quarterbacks aren't even close. Howie's and that's great. Kevin said people comparing the Dream Team to that was burnt out. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how you can compare that. Like the injuries that happened that year, the players were older, the coaching staff was duct taped together. Offensive line coach turned DC 1 year. Nah, stop. But Miles Sanders saying it is definitely a totally different situation with a totally different team in a totally different role. ZTV said we do have a team full of stars. Dream Team was crazy, though. Facts. I agree. Fiction said you can't hide in the NFL. It is what it is. The cat is out the bag, right? Like, look, Miles Sanders says we're an all-star team. or he don't say we're an all-star team. If we play like an all-star team, people are going to start knowing what we are capable of. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's overblown, because of what happened that year. And when Vince Young spilled out the beans, oh, Vince Young, how do you feel about this? Oh, we like a dream team. Well, you should say they're like a dream team because you weren't playing one. And again, when you look at what was built and how it was duct tape up, and yes, the offseason moves were good, but were the moves that were already there good? See, you got to go back and really remember that offseason. You got Nandi Asamoah, you got this, that, and the third, but was the whole core as strong as what we're building here? Like, this team has the 2018 draft class locked up for a reason, right? When we say all-stars, or when Vince Young said dream team, were there players that were drafted by the organization 3 years ago that are now just getting to their prime? Think about that. Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, Josh Sweat, Jordan Mailata. Did Jordan Mailata hit his prime yet? Nope. Maddox? Nope. Goddard? Nope. Sweat? Nope. They're locked up from the 2018 draft. Miles Sanders went to battle with these guys. So someone who knows his brothers can talk about, I believe in my brothers, than Vince Young coming in here nonchalantly like, yeah, you know what I mean? We got the dream team. I'm not going to play it down really, but we got the dream team. You know what I'm saying? So is that was always cap. But was I low-key probably hyped back in 2011? Yeah, I just got out of high school 2 years ago. You know what I mean? I was 20, 21. And before I was, I've always been a realistic Eagle fan. And I still try to talk about it like that. Like, when I think we're going to win, I always say, I give you my hypeness as a fan from what I see as a person who watches football just like you guys. I'm not saying I watch it any more or any less. I just feel like what I'm watching, I understand, and I have a good concept of it. And there's been things that I've said that have came true. So, it is what it is. But there is times where no matter how much you want to dissect something, your fandom comes out. That's why we do this. That's why y'all listen to other Eagle. That's why most of y'all guys listen to Eagle content creators every day, at least one time a day, is because we bleed green. Shout out to y'all. Let me take this sip of water. We're going to get to the next. We're going to talk about some other stuff. Jay said that cornerback from the Raiders was a shell of himself, man. Nandi Asamoah was bad, horrible. I remember he got beat by Jacoby Jones, a special teamer for the Ravens. That's when I said, it's over. It's over. It was over. For sure. 152 people in the building. Hit that like button. Eagle has landed, so I'm looking forward to seeing Hurts progress this season. I agree. I think he will. The biggest question to me is how far? Is it far enough with this roster that the Eagles commit to him? Or is it not far enough with this roster that they don't commit to him? That is the biggest question. D said, I think Miles is as good as gone. We'll draft a running back in the third next draft. Our O-line is too good to spend on a running back. I think that it's an uphill battle, a tall hill battle for Miles Sanders to maintain his status and get a contract from the Eagles. I think it's a lose-lose. If he plays so well and he wants money, Eagles are going to say no. He plays bad and then he tries to offer a discount, they're going to say no because we can get somebody else. So I think it's a hard spot that he got to find himself into where he can take a team-friendly deal, but also, get money because it's his first paid contract. He was a second-round pick. He's in a tough situation for sure. Philly Fresh in the building. Yo, that channel member and great content creator himself. He said this is the best offensive weapons and Eagles quarterback. This is the best offensive weapons and Eagles QB Eagles QB ever had, including the dream team. And the defense should be way better. I hear that. For sure. Jalen Hurts is definitely being given something that other Eagle quarterbacks didn't have. Now, we could say Carson Wentz's team in 2017-18 season was stacked in the sense that you had bruisers in the backfield, you had a great O-line, and yeah, we didn't have the individual superstars in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, but that collection of guys with Zach Ertz was pretty darn good. But yeah, I still have to say that Jalen Hurts is being given a top 5 O-line, a top 5 receiving core. And then when you look at the running backs in its totality, I think it's a strong group. It's not the best group, but it's a strong group. And then you add Jalen Hurts as a rusher too, and that's what puts us back into conversation of being possibly a number 1 rushing team or a top 5 to 7 rushing team as well. Allison said, I know I listen to Eagles content every day. Yeah, shout out to all the content creators out there doing what they do, doing what they love. And shout out to the guys and gals who always tune in. 147 people in here. And again, I know I don't be doing live streams like I used to. I really failed off on the live stream aspect, but I always still drop a video for you guys. But we're going to start getting into where we start. I need to get it to where I have a certain day, certain time live stream that it never changes. So you know exactly where to find me. So instead of me popping up, I go on StreamYard at 7:50. I said, let me set it for 8:15. And you know what I mean? We get it. We just do it. Whatever comes. But I appreciate all you guys. We need 16 more likes to get to 100. Let's get it. Showing up said it comes down to Shane Steichen. Nick, have him in control of the offense. I don't like it, but he has to put Hurts in the best predicament to win. The offense has to fit Hurts and put him under center. I agree. We all saw the difference in the offense in general, and also Jalen Hurts' game when he went from shotgun 88% RPO offense to under center, a little play action, a little mix, run, pass. When the ratio was more 50-50 and he was playing more of a traditional offense, I totally agree. He was better. I will say this, though, sure enough, Shane Steichen was calling the plays last year. So the report did come out that, or we heard Shane Steichen say that he's going to call plays, and Nick Sirianni said that he's going to continue to call plays. But actually, the shift was when the Eagles were 2-5 and we were losing. That game where we started running the ball more, that was when the reins got shifted over to Shane Steichen. So we'll see how it balances back out and where the right ratio fits this new team. Still got to run the ball, but I do believe, at one, like that Lions game, it was like a 65-35. I don't want to ever be that big. Well, I just want to win. So whatever can get me the dub can get us a dub, and I think that's what a team should do. However, to be balanced and to be the best version of themselves, I think we got to get more back to that 50-50, maybe a little bit more passing just to set up the run better and to convince and allow Jalen Hurts to get better looks with play action. And when you run as effective as we did at times last year, defenses learn Jalen Hurts tendencies. All right, we got to stop the run. That's first and foremost. Then we got to watch Jalen Hurts, make sure he is stopped as a runner. After that, you bracket coverage Devontae Smith, try to make Dallas Goedert stay in blocking, and we ain't worried about nothing. Now you got 1A, 1B, 2 number 1 wide receivers. You can't, if the defense playing us continues to throw 8 in the box, for everybody who hates Jalen Hurts, I still believe a guy like Jalen Hurts is going to be able to execute, and he's going to love it. He's going to feed off it, and he's going to learn from it to definitely make sure, he's doing exactly what we need him to do. Ayo Frost said, I agree about the offensive line comment. I like Miles, but put anyone back there and they're gonna see daylight. Yeah, man, we got an offensive line for days. Sexton said, if he doesn't ball out this, I'll be the first to say I was wrong, but I believe in him too much. I have ever since Bama, and he's going to be that dude. His work ethic is everything. Like I said, it's good to believe. Look, for the people who have concerns on how good Jalen Hurts is going to be, how much better, I understand it. From a guy who had him between 17 to 21, and then I came to the conclusion where I still got him at 17 because I'm great at his overall game. We know he needs to work on things. I don't think that the biggest Jalen Hurts supporter will tell you don't need to work on things. But again, we also got to put in perspective his age is 23 years old. He's not 28. Like, we got to still work on that arm, and he's coming out of college where everybody wants to throw the programs. If you don't learn at Alabama and Oklahoma, you're never going to learn. What he learned was his offense was always open. And when they weren't open, the linebackers and defensive linemen weren't catching him, especially in Oklahoma, where he was actually a better passer. And he was throwing to CeeDee Lamb, who's nice. Even though we got a Cowboy guy in here, and I hate to admit it, he's nice. He's not A.J. Brown nice, but he's nice. You know what I mean? But CFT said 40 mil on deck for Hurts. Listen, the Skip Bayless of beat writers is Elliott Shore Parks. The Skip Bayless of beat writers is Elliott Shore Parks. I don't take anything he says. And when he tweeted that, I saw a lot of Eagle content creators, including my guy LB. I saw some other ones too. Drop the videos about I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about Jalen Hurts still on his rookie deal, having the best weapons an Eagles quarterback has had in a while. Top 5 O-line, according to the national media, is check. Top 5 receiving core, check. A running game that was first, which included him, check. A defensive back, a secondary that is upgraded, check. A linebacking group that has got better, faster, and brought back the one piece that was pretty good but was injured, check. So, I mean, there's a lot of checks. Not everything's checked. Safety, we got to see. The full rotation at D-line outside of, the interior and Hassan Reddick, we got to see. But there's a lot of checks. A lot of checks. I like the rate checks. I also like the cash checks. We gonna see. Mirror Slat in the building, my boy Hortz rocking the braids now, Mike. Hey, he was letting it grow for a reason. Sean said, you think Trey? We gonna be talking about that. I did drop a video. I don't know if you saw, kind of speaking on that for sure. He misses wide open receivers badly and consistently. Misses like throw and it's not to him, or they're open and he didn't throw the ball that way. One list, two cases. I'm not lying. I've liked Hurts since we drafted him, and I know he has a chance to become really good in this league. Hey, I like that Jordan Davis picture you got. But look, I believe in Hurts. And I believe that as much as people say the Eagles don't fully believe in them, they definitely went as in as you can really on a quarterback without giving him the contract. That's the one thing that they didn't do. But, we've seen organizations, cough, the Cowboys make their quarterback wait and even bet on himself with a franchise tag. Like, you gave him a franchise tag. And then they eventually caved and believed in him. But it took them a while to get to that point. You know what I mean? So we're going to see. T. Williams said if Jamarcus Russell had the same intangibles as Jalen Hurts, he would be an all-time great player. I mean, look, Jamarcus Russell is one of them guys that is like, wow. How, where, why, when? How, where, why, when for sure. CFT said, what about all your old players? Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Fletcher Cox, Anthony Harris, Lane Johnson, we just got Jaquiski Tartt, and now he's an old player. He's look, the old players that look, Lane. All right, let's just real quick. Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox are old, but the reason they came back because they were playing at a high level last year and got another high year level in them this year. Kelsey, Pro Bowler. Fletch, not so great against the via pass rush anymore, but still a top 4, top 5 run stopper. When they leave, we got the replacements. Slay playing at a Pro Bowl level. Brandon Graham, we got his replacement, Hassan Reddick. And we still got capital to shore up the D-line. But we don't got to talk about that next year. We talking about this year. We're not jumping to the 2023 draft. And last but not least, Lane Johnson still playing. He allowed 0 sacks. 1 or 0 sacks. I'm kind of going clueless right now, talking to a Cowboys fan. And Jaquiski Tartt, he's just extra. He's just extra. When you got bookend corners, you could fall back on the safeties a little bit. Although, you know, we're not gonna talk underrated players, but I think we got some. ZT said, why do people act like Jalen needs to be perfect? Like nobody is going to be perfect, but clearly bro can do enough. He got us to the playoffs and we projected to win 4 games. I agree with that statement. I got to sneeze now. Maybe from talking to a Cowboys fan. Now shout out to my guy CFT. But yeah, look, in this day and era of social media, sports, and all that, it's the quarterback position is the easiest to get all the credit and all the blame, regardless. You can have a bad offensive line and too much pressure in the quarterback's face, and almost anybody will have a bad game. We saw Aaron Rodgers throw 3 picks and have a horrible QBR and completion percentage in the game because his O-line let him down. But it doesn't get spoken up like that. It's like, wow, look at Rodgers this game. Did he lose his step? Blah, blah, blah. And so it's very tough. But, all you can do is go out there and win games. And then when you win games, you'll still have the people that criticize what happened in game and why it could be better this and the third. But if every team had the perfect team, then everybody would be too good. And it would be just a bunch of ties. Quarterbacks don't grow on trees. Players don't grow on trees. But if you can't be a little excited for what the Eagles done this offseason and even done last season after coming off a 4-win season, I don't know. I understand that as a fan, you want us to be the best. But every team wants to be the best. Every team is striving to be the best. And so while we were not supposed to be the best, and everybody's supposed to be the best, and everybody got better quarterbacks than us, we still did something pretty dang special. Like, you got to factor a lot of things in. It's a team sport. It's the biggest team sport. Like, you could take over offense and defense on a basketball court. You could smack a home run to do whatever you want. But to win a football game, a walk-off is just one guy hitting the ball. A game-winning shot is one guy shooting the ball, one guy blocking the ball. But a winning play is the offense, is the coach calling the right play. The offensive line protection not breaking down. The quarterback finding his guy. The guy he finds catching the ball and scoring a touchdown. What? So there's 10-yard line, 10 seconds left of the game, 4th down. It takes the whole team to win. Basketball takes just one player. Baseball takes one player. You know what I'm saying? Football's the ultimate team game. It doesn't always come to the quarterback, but I understand that this is the way the league's going. Quarterback's fault. Quarterback's everything. JH said, I just expecting a deep playoff run, to be honest. It'd be nice. Again, coming off the 9-8 season, getting to the playoffs and really getting spanked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it'd be nice just to just be better. And how do you be better? Well, we got in wild card. Let's win a division. Well, we got in. Let's win a playoff game. But this is my expectations now, far away. Let's get better. We're still in year 2 of the new regime. However, we get to that place. We win the division. We win one playoff game. I don't say, well, that's all I wanted. No. Now expectations change. And that's why the football, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately? It's a forward thinking sport. Well, every sport is forward thinking, but it's not about what you done last week. It's what can you do next week? And so my expectations will definitely change if all that transpires. Jay Money said, did you see the list of the top 10 worst downfalls of the 2010s? They had Dorial Green Beckham at number 3 for the Eagles. Man, when we got him, I thought he was going to be a monster. Man, I was hyping him up. I wasn't on YouTube, of course, but I was hyping him up. Horrible. Mr. Not one to play with. Oh, y'all talking to each other. FBA said, maybe you have low expectations in life. Who? Me? No. I have high expectations for everything I do. I started this channel 3 years ago, 20 plus K. I have high expectations. My kids have high expectations. My job outside of YouTube, I have high expectations. Now, if you weren't talking to me, That's cool, but it sounded like you were. It is what it is, though. I am at the game. My expectations now is to be better. We get to January and we already better. Expectations grow. Sean said nobody's talking about Kazir White. I think that was a great ad. Yeah, $5 million. Great addition. He led the Chargers in tackles. I watched a couple Chargers podcasts and they were upset to see him go. They just understood why, because all the new additions. They got Khalil Mack. They traded for Khalil Mack, I believe, and they signed J.C. Jackson, one of the top corners in free agency, and they gave him a nice bag. The Chargers are going to be a team to reckon with, but low-key, Kaiser White, being a safety in college, transition to the linebacker position, he can play that hybrid. I'm not saying he can't stop the run, but that would be one of the spots where he needs to work on, but he can get side to side and, watch out for the goal line stand. But that's why I think the linebacker position is deep enough to have a rotation for whatever package you're playing. You're playing nickel, dime, you're going to have Nakobe Dean and Kaiser White out there. You're playing a 4-3, trying to stop the run. You're going to have TJ Edwards and maybe still Nakobe Dean out there. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely see about how all that comes together for sure. Minshew is a good backup. Agreed. And who knows if he's even on this team come midway point, right? Quarterbacks are a dime a dozen in the sense of, well, the quarterback position is just weird in general. As Eagle fans know, we had Sam Bradford. We were willing to start him over Carson Wentz year one of his rookie season. And Minnesota loses a quarterback. They give us a first-round pick. And I'm not saying first-round pick for Gardner Minshew, but a team that loses a player for 5 or 6 weeks, not going to fake wood because I don't want nobody to lose anybody because I don't like injuries at all. But a team that is, winning football games, they lose their quarterback for 5 weeks. Only 5 weeks, and their backup is not good enough to win. Trade deadline comes up. Maybe we push off Minshew to a team for a high asking price, and then you play the game. And then because they say, okay, our backup can't win, probably only win one out of 5. We get Minshew, we win 3 out of 5. We keep our playoff hopes alive. Our starter comes back around playoffs, and we good. Use that. But right now, Minshew's at that QB2 spot. I've heard a lot of good things about Carson Strong. Still real early. I'm not saying there's no buzz there for anything as a, trying to push Jalen out or a trade piece. There's a reason why teams passed on him. They're definitely concerned about his medicals. But good things in training camp and whatnot. But again, pads off, a lot of people can look good. I saw Daniel Jones complete a pass on the money. Some Giant fans share some crazy stuff on Twitter, but it is what it is. Are we talking about Moorhead? We're not talking about a lot of people enough. Plus shot says, Mike, I live in Texas now. I'm from South Jersey. I'll be in town for the week. Can we have a meetup? I'm not, when you talking about town Philly, I'm not in Philadelphia. I'm outside Philadelphia. I live about an hour away from both the Wells Fargo Center and, of course, the Link, because they are right across from each other. You got the Triangle, Citizens Park Bank, Link, and Wells Fargo Center. But I go there once in a while for trips and, of course, the games and whatnot. But I'm outside the city. I'm in PA, though, for sure. Hit me up on Twitter. The Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, whether you talk trash or not, is right there at Philly_Mike25. We chop it up all day long. You know what I mean? Any news come out, anything funny, crazy, we give smoke to all Cowboy, Washington football teams, and Giant fans. Talk Sixers, Eagles, and we talk about other stuff too. Whatever's going on in the world. Jeremiah Butler, my guy, said hit that like button. Let's see how many likes we got. We got 175 people in here. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. 112 likes. Got that 100 piece, 100 gun, 100 clips. But we not from New York. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like, though. Y'all talking to each other. Sean said, Mike, you play fantasy football? Yes. And again, for people who play fantasy football on in this chat, I offer a Philly Talk Podcast Fantasy Football League. However, we have 3 leagues, 3 10-man leagues. Last year, we had 3 10-man leagues. The first 2 leagues were channel members only. And then I did a league for anybody who wasn't a channel member, first come, first serve. Just turn notifications on and be ready, because when we do that, we do it. It's a $50 buy-in if you're interested, and it's fun, it's cool. And everybody that wins gets the money right on time, and it's fun. We talk in the private chat, we talk trash, this, that, and the third. It's a fun time. But we'll get that closer to football season. Mira said Mike to go on Twitter. Nah, we just be chopping it up, though. We just be chopping it up for sure. Damon said Nakobe Dean will be starting Mike linebacker day 1. He's too motivated to learn that entire playbook and play every down. Yeah, I think he's just gonna he's gonna carry the chip his whole career, but definitely season 1, game 1, he wants to be out there as a 3rd round pick, as a guy that a lot of people doubted, that has injury problems and this, that, and the third. He wants to not only prove to the Eagle organization he's their best linebacker out there or the best guy for the job, he wants to prove to the NFL that, watch, when I hit you, you should have got me, but you didn't. And it's just crazy that both Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean are on the Philadelphia Eagles, because when you look at that championship caliber, or that championship, not caliber, because they are the championship defense in college. When you look at that defense, yes, Lewis Cine at the safety position did good things. Yes, number 1 overall pick. What was his name again? Somebody in chat, let me know what the number 1 overall pick was. The edge rusher for Georgia. And even the guy who played along Jordan Davis, forgot his name, the D tackle we were looking at. They're all great too, but part of that defense and a lot of big plays in that defense was Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean, and we got them 1 and 3 behind each other for a long, hefty career. Trevon Walker is the one who went number 1 overall, and Devontae Wyatt, shout out to y'all. Great players, and they're going to do great things. But Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean they played on point, right? Because what Jordan Davis didn't clean up, Nakobe Dean did. If one of the knocks on I can't speak, I need to drink some water. One of the knocks on Nakobe Dean was that he's too small to fight off blockers and get inside to stop the run. But you know why sometimes he didn't even see it? Because Jordan Davis was throwing him off, and he was hitting the gap quick enough to go back there and be a problem. And he's going to come to the NFL with the big buddy who made his game look so smooth, and we'll have him there for probably the length. I don't see neither of them worrying about a contract when it's time to get paid. Jordan Davis will do enough and be that guy to get his money, and so will Nakobe Dean. Hey, yo, Frost was like, relax. It's all good. Sean said, who do you think will have a bigger role, Davis or Dean? I think Dean proves that he's an every down linebacker and is in more. I think Jordan Davis is going to show, as Jonathan Gannon said, that he can rush the passer. And so you'll see more Davis than a lot of people think. But we still do got Hargrave on a contract year, Fletch on his last year that we're paying him $14 million. So while paying $14 million for Fletch, having Hargrave on a contract year, you're going to see them. But the defensive line is so versatile that you can have Hargrave bounce out to the outside once in a while. He's not great there, but he can do it. And so there are going to be so many different sets between Hargrave, Fletch, and Davis. You're going to see a lot of impact from Davis. But I do believe wholeheartedly Nakobe Dean is going to come in and show why he was the Buckus Award winner, the best linebacker in college football last year. He's going to show a lot of people why he got that. We got people trying to kill each other in the chat for football takes. I never understood that myself. David, what's going on with you, my guy? Sean, you already know. That's what we try to do. I try to get to everybody, but as the chat goes down, I don't like to go over some old stuff. But I appreciate everybody for being here. We just hit about an hour. Again, I haven't been doing live streams the way I do. I'm surprised we got a $171 up in here because I've been low-key slacking on it. I've been dropping Eagles and Sixers videos, and during basketball season, I was going live. We go live a lot more during the Eagles season, but I got to get my live streams back up. We're still going to drop that 10 to 15-minute videos, Eagles and Sixers. A lot more Eagles y'all care about. We're gonna drop the videos, but we're gonna start setting up times. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be a, oh wait, Mike just popped up on the live stream. It's gonna be a set time and schedule that is on there, and y'all could be prepared for it. But I appreciate y'all coming through, talking it up. And again, we all love the Eagles. Just remember this. No matter what disagreement we have, we all love the Eagles. We all want the Eagles to be successful. Just some people think there's different ways to be successful. Don't kill them for it. And at the end of the day, no matter what take is said, the play will eventually tell the truth. Oh, this is not going to work. When the games come on, oh wait, it did work. I was wrong, or it didn't work. I was right. It's all going to show. We just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. AO Frost said, please like and subscribe if you don't want to get pink eye. That's I'm with you. I am Ruiz. So what's good, my boy Philly Mike? Fly Eagles fly. Appreciate you for coming through. My guy has been a subscriber for a long time. Sports City said Keyboard Warriors. I mean, I'm just chilling. Just chilling. With that being said, we could chop it up a little bit more. We had some good topics. We started out about the Miles Sanders All-Star talk. Then we turned it into a little Jalen Hurts, a little bit about different positions. We're going to be breaking down training camp battles as we get close. During training camp, we'll definitely be breaking it down. But I do want to get a live stream where it's just me and you guys, and we really go over it. We're going to bring up positions on the screen, cornerback, who fights who, blah, 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 blah. Because although I think Maddox, Slay, and James Bradbury are locking up the corner positions, who is that third? Who is the second nickel, right? And who is that fourth guy? Last year, Jonathan Gannon said, oh, we don't have the personnel to run dime package, 4 corners. We know who the 3 bookend corners are, 2 outside in the slot. But who comes in a dime package? Is it Jimmy Moreland, the guy we signed from the Washington football team? Is it Mario Goodrich? Is it Josh Jobe? Is it Zach McPherson? Who is it? Now let's look at the safety position. You got your 2 starters between Jaquiski Tart, Anthony Harris, and Marcus Epps. Kevon Wallace is still there. Who's the 2 starters? So wide receiver, we know who it is. 1A, 1B. Brown and Smitty. Who gets that 3rd spot? Quez, Zach. And whoever loses that 3rd spot, do they automatically get the 4th spot? Or does Reagor get to compete? Like, we know the main guys are the main guys. But there's going to be guys fighting in training camp, trying to get a position that you might say, it's not that important. It is. What if we're playing the dime package and that 4th corner, whoever I named, one of them guys, gets beat for a touchdown in a close game? So we're going to have guys who step on the field, not every single down, but step on the field, and it's going to be important. And we're going to have a live stream just dedicated for that, because I really, really want to get your opinion. I'm trying to skim through. I don't even know how all the arguments started. I don't even know how it started, what it started from. Because I try to, if I get it, I try to nip it in the bud as quick as possible. But I've been just ignoring it. And I don't know. With all that being said, I appreciate everybody for coming through. We gonna have to we're going to have a lot more live streams, and we're going to take care of the whole he said, she said, and all the fighting in the chat. But look, we all got to try to get along. No, I'm just kidding. It is what it is. I appreciate the love. Listen, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Click that bell so you know when these videos drop. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And until next time, y'all know what time it is. We are out.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we scream and fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Yeah, this is Philly Talk with Philly